The Budapest cafe perking up a former red light district. It's Tuesday night and the Lumen Cafe in Budapest 8th district is jumping. In the main room, a three-piece band called AMP play their own experimental jazz, piano, drums and double bass. The crowd is mainly young, but there are plenty of graying beards too, including that of the co-owner, Peter Laszlo. It's very important for me that this is a community space, as well as a cafe, Peter explains. The cafe's bar overlooks Kalman Miksav Square, named after a late 19th century writer and politician. His statue stands in a corner, gazing towards the cafe, as though trying to work out who's playing tonight. Inside, it is a joyous, lively scene and underlines how far this small business has come since 2008. Financial storm. Peter had plucked up the courage to quit his job at advertising agency, only to find himself launching a venture at the precise time when financial storm was about to wreck economies and companies all around the globe. He and three partners stumped up about $16,000 to get the business off the ground. They steered clear of banks and other institutions to retain their independence. Somehow, Lumen has survived and prospered, despite what he describes as excessive bureaucracy. Peter shook his head, thinking back. I thought having a small cafe would be fun and relaxing, no stress, he says, smiling wryly. I had to learn reality is a little bit different. It worked, with a lot of work and sacrifice. Sentiments every small business owner will recognize. But not every budding entrepreneur has had to go to the same length as Peter. Research led him to a specific coffee roasting machine that met his exacting requirements. There was one drawback. It was a 30-hour driving away in Izmir, Turkey. But he wouldn't let that stand in his way. He made this journey with some friends, no doubt fueled by copious amounts of coffee. Getting the roaster back to Budapest took almost twice as long. Red tape at border crossings caused much delay and frustration. But the effort and the roaster has stood him in good stead. Lumen was one of the first cafes in Budapest to roast and import beans, turning into profits. Peter has built on that reputation to help the business expand into other areas, now that sells craft beans, clothing and stationery. But music, like that live performance of AMP band, is an increasingly important part of the business. We have a really interesting concert program going on, Peter explains. Musical styles alternate between modern experimental music and Hungarian folk, he says. On the one hand, it's progress. On the other hand, it's traditional. The 8th district got left behind when the rest of the inner city grew rapidly. Parts of the 8th gained a reputation for prostitution, hard drugs and violence. This was not a very fancy neighborhood. It was a rather forgotten part of Budapest downtown, says Peter. But the last few years have seen a real change in this area, partly thanks to new business like Lumen. Young families started moving in, taking advantage of the lower property prices, he says. Now the cafe provides a taste of prosperity in a rapidly changing area. The next stage in the growth of his business will be to expand the roasting capacity, such as the demand for his ground beans and other cafes. At the moment, the coffee is roasted at the top of a rickety staircase in a room overlooking the clothes and wine shop. But the next move is to set up a special roasting shop and service for clients. Lumen seems to be on a cusp of the wave, but has it made him rich? I pose the question over yet another cup of coffee. I'm happy that the business continues to expand, slowly, despite the fact that the economic environment in Hungary is not improving, he says cautiously. But I always hope soon I will be rich. Thanks for watching. Bye!